Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis of commodities. I'll give you my financial opinion. We'll work our way through dollar, yields, precious metals, and eventually all the commodities that I follow. Again, if you guys need any help with anything commodity related, precious metals related, you can join the finding-value.com Platinum membership. Use the word discount in the coupon code, and you can get a discount, a larger discount for the yearly membership, and you can ask questions. We have a platinum session, question and answer session Saturday 7 a.m. and I can help you. Not financial advice or anything like that, but I can help you help answer questions if needed. So let's dive in to the update. We've got the DXY. We sold off today 0.71% to the downside, and it's a pretty big downward movement in the dollar. We can see from a bigger picture view, this is the bottom of the ratio for commodity to stock ratio. We can see the dollar weaken, then strengthen, and now we're weakening again. Think of this as relative strength of the dollar, relative strength of interest rates as well. But now we're seeing something. We're seeing interest rates go up and the dollar go down. That's also kind of interesting. So down today for the dollar, we see interest rates going up 2.8%. I put this little falling wedge in there back when we were creating it. And I've just left it in there, and we're starting to move higher with interest rates. The yields here. The bond prices are moving down. You can see it really collapsing here, down 1.78%. I thought a recession's coming, guys. Now, I don't measure these things on a short-term basis. I'm just giving people a little bit of a hard time. I'm getting a lot of slack because interest rates have been going down, bond prices have been going up. And I said, well, I wouldn't be so positive about that forever. This could just be a relief rally, and then we start heading lower again. Maybe the guys in the recession camp, where we could have a recession, but it will be inflationary. Maybe those guys are wrong. Maybe the response isn't higher bond prices. Maybe you're wrong with the bond price call. Either way, it is lower today. TYX also heading higher. It does have a broken downtrend. It looks like we will continue to the upside. And I also think that commodities are starting to look pretty good. And we'll take a look at that as well. The TYX-TNX ratio is basically sideways. And looking at the CRB index, so just to kind of reiterate real quick, generally it's really good to be buying precious metals in these bottoms here. Generally speaking, not advice, just saying from an overall big picture view, when the yield curve is positioned as such, it's usually profitable to be looking at precious metals at this time. The CRB index is higher today, 0.63%. I think this will break to the upside. I think oil is firming up. With China reopening, we'll see what tomorrow has in store for us in terms of inventory data. But CRB index looking good. Oil is mainly the main driver here. But we've broken out of this pattern to the upside. Step one, retest, and now we just have to break basically 287, and we're off to the races, guys. And I do think that that is possible. It looks like that's what is potentially could happen. CRB to S&P 500, basically flat today. So that's still looking good for a potential move higher. I call that the bloody nose today. Gold, quite strong today, looking great. What I'm going to do is I had this down here. What I was looking for is a potential for an inverted kind of shoulder, head, shoulder. Guess what, guys? I don't know if that's going to pan out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. Remember, I'm not a day trader. I buy it. I accumulated down here a whole bunch of different metals all through here. I accumulated in earlier spots as well. But gold does look like it's breaking to the upside here. A nice strong finish. I put this here as kind of another resistance line, but we have another resistance line going across that we've broken out to the upside. Silver is also looking strong. Oh, I just want to make a comment here on gold too before I go. I'm going to do a big picture view here. We have this pattern that basically we were trading in, and I think we are above a lot of this resistance. We've got resistance kind of coming through this section here that we're about to break. So if we can get above 1815, get above all this, the next spot I would say is 1900. We get above 1900, this is going to be a fun little ride if we've got the momentum behind us. Silver, massive day today, up 5%. Way to go, silver. I was looking at this like this could potentially go lower, but the buyers came in and shoved it higher. This looks fantastic when you look back and you look at these large buying pressure candlesticks, the small sell-off. Large buying pressure candlesticks, small sell-off. Large buying pressure candlesticks, small sell-off. There is the trait. We should have been buying down here and enjoying the run. That is what I've been doing. That's what the Platinum members have been doing with a lot of the stocks. We entered at these bottoms down here. Platinum, same thing. Strong. Now, I thought this was going to go lower. Again, I don't trade the short term. I buy dips, I buy bottoms, I buy at support levels, and I hold on for the entire bull market. This here is a fake out for the breakout, potentially. They try to get people to sell their bullion, their shares, or whatever it is. This could be the fake out before the breakout. But nice, strong finish. XAU to gold ratio up a little bit higher today, up 2.5% on that ratio. Guys, if we break this downtrend line here, that is where things are going to get really, really fun. Account values really start moving at that time. So we've got, it still has work. I'm not saying it doesn't have work, but that's when the line is. That's where it's at. GDX up 4% today. Nice solid move. We are still below that blue resistance line where we've had a lot of resistance through here and some support back there. So we're still below that. We have to break through this area for GDX. SILJ up 4.88%. Notice that SILJ didn't perform as good as the metal itself. I talk about that a lot. Why am I so heavy in physical metals and I'm not as heavy in some of these mining companies yet, at least? Because I've seen a lot of the mining companies underperform. But SILJ, it is up today. We are underneath a resistance level. Or I should say we're in a resistance level. This whole area has got a lot of trading in there. So we got to break back through it. Crude oil up 0.73%. We've broken this trend line. We're kind of moving sideways. I'm looking for a move higher. I want to see buyers step in. Let's see what the inventory data brings this week. Again, we're generally in an area where inventories build. It usually builds around some of these times. And inventories need to build some point in the year. If we don't build inventories and we just go straight down, you know that there's a problem. And that price will respond to that problem eventually. Natural gas down 8.46. We are very low down here. This is the spot that I really like to buy. I'd be a buyer of natural gas in this general vicinity myself. XOP, yeah, you know me, up 1%. It does look like it's trying to put in some sort of bottom. There's support down there. It's a little bit below us. We could maybe move a little bit lower like that or come down even further. We'll see. I don't like doing the short-term stuff, but we still have some selling pressure, a lot of momentum here, and then usually you start getting the bouncing. And that's what we're doing. We're going to bounce sideways, work off that momentum, and then flip this thing to the upside when the candlesticks change to the green army, I call it. Looking at OIH very strong today, 3.6%. This looks bullish as heck. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. This guy's ready to go. So I've got a lot of ideas around that, guys. Midweek update tomorrow. Hopefully we get a bloody nose tomorrow, which is a small down candlestick day, and give us a good entry point. You know the companies I like. Everyone knows the companies I like if you're on the Platinum membership. But this is it. This is a good looking candlestick here with this bullish engulfing. Looks like we want to go higher there. The Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, still looking a little bit weak. I don't see the Green Army over here, guys. Not yet. I think it will come. Patience. But right now, small up day. We have larger down days through here sprinkled in. We could still see some further downside pressure. If you're a uranium bull, hope for the sell-off so you can buy cheaper shares. That's what I'll say. URNM is at $60 flat. Small up day. Now, I haven't seen a bottom turn yet. We don't have the reversal yet. I'm looking for a candle that looks like that. That's a bullish engulfing there. Or some sort of bullish engulfing where we get a move higher. We're still kind of chucking sideways. We're getting close, I think. So I'm watching uranium stocks. We're going to see where this thing kind of turns out here. I think this is a false kind of breakdown before a rip higher. So I'm watching that one. TAN still down a little bit. It still looks good from a long-term perspective. I'm not playing this really with any money, but it does look good for a move higher. COPX up 1%. The copper ETF still looking good. Could we bring ourselves all the way back here? Very well possible to the $33, $34 area. But I think this momentum, the selling pressure momentum is getting worked off. I think we could easily do something like that where we start to head higher. I know the copper deficits out in the future are positive for copper prices to go higher. So everything looks good there. Lithium's down 0.4%, basically flat. And we're coming to this low level. Watch for a break to the downside. We could break out to the downside and collapse here in lithium. I am hoping that happens. I hope that we get down to this range down there. I will be a buyer down there. I'm going to buy copious amounts of lithium when it goes down there, and I will be happy doing it. But right now, this looks bearish for a continued move lower for lithium. And I don't really own much lithium at all. REMX down a little bit. We're getting some stronger selling pressure here today, down 1.11%. We're down there. I'm going to watch and see if we get a reversal pattern at some point here. Then I would become a buyer if we get a reversal pattern. SPX, basically flat today, which weaker dollar, stronger yields, it's flat. Not much really to say there. Same with the NASDAQ, flat. I don't have a horse in this race here, so I don't really care that much. If I were to guess, U.S. Composite Index, looking at this thing, it still looks bad to go down. It still doesn't look good. So there's no reason for me to be trying to play this. To me, like when you get these big patterns, we could be making a pattern that does this, comes down, and it goes all the way back down to this general vicinity, down to 6,000, 7,000 points. But I do think it could head lower. I think lithium is probably going to go with it, and this could drag a couple of other sectors down with it. I think energy is going to go higher. Emerging markets, the big bloody nose, we're basically flat here today, and still looks all right. XHB, the Home Builders Index, flat, down 0.55%. We're just moving sideways. I don't think it likes the increased interest rates. But yeah, that's what we've got there. Moo up 0.72%. It's not a reversal candlestick or anything like that. I think we still have some more bouncing. It could come back down even to $80, 81, still as it bounces sideways. Copper futures pricing looking really good on a daily basis here. This looks like it wants to go higher. We've got nice, good, strong buying pressure today. Small candlesticks before it. Considered a bullish engulfing. Looks good, but we are against resistance. We're hitting a lot of resistance in this area. So we could bounce around for a while. Lumber down 0.62%. We're still inside this pattern, and we're right against support. We'll see which way this thing breaks. Iron ore. Iron ore is, with China reopening, broke to the upside. We were slightly down today. We're right this general vicinity there. I do think that will go higher over time. Nickel also slightly lower. I do think that this will resolve itself higher over time. We just have two small down weeks next to a massive up week. Aluminum slightly down. Again, I like it down right in this general vicinity. I've got that. The deficit's now moving at such a speed it's unsolvable, actually. I like it. in this general vicinity. Baltic Dry Index, small down day, still looks great for a continued move higher out of this break that we've broken out already for the Baltic Dry Index. We've got coal futures, Newcastle coal futures, looking like, I mean, we're down 0.4%. We're right up against that resistance line. So if we break out of here, we could see a run, or we could very well pull back. We're against that resistance line. And there are some coal companies that look pretty good that I have some ideas around. And then Ethereum up 4%. Again, we are consolidating here. Will this break to the downside and spill out? Very well possible, especially with interest rates now going higher. And Bitcoin's doing the same thing. I don't know if I drew the pattern on this one, but you could say that you've got something that looks something on the lines of this. Could that be a falling wedge? Yeah, maybe. But we do have some strong selling pressure. I don't see the Green Army necessarily coming in yet. Kind of looking at it, we've got some buying pressure. It's got to really show me that it's there, but it could be bottoming. We'll see. If we break out of that trend line at 18,700 or so, I would definitely change my mind, say that we could see a move to the upside. And this is more or less just a liquidity measurement. That's why I'm using it. So overall, guys, you know, I think energy service companies look, they look on fire, guys. They look really strong. Nice, good move today in energy service companies. Oil companies are looking good. They're looking better. I think they're trying to put in a bottom. We'll see if the buying pressure steps in and pushes us higher. Uranium, I'm waiting for the buyers to step in. They have not stepped in yet, so I'm waiting. And once they step in, pow, 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 I'm going to buy some. So that's where we're at right now. Overall markets, yeah, they look kind of blah. But gold and silver looking really strong. There's some good areas. I think in maybe a royalty company here and there might be a good spot to be looking at. I've got my favorites there and some of the chart patterns. But that's what I've got for today, guys. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel, definitely don't forget to subscribe. And we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.